Become unrecognizable before summer. Winter arc. Summer shred. Habits for your summer glow up. Diet changes for your summer body. Physical summer glow up guide. Have you heard about Hard 75? Summer's almost here. Here's how you can drop 10 pounds. Summer glow up. Hot girl edition. How to get your summer body super fast. Habits for your summer shred. Your summer body. Physical summer glow up guide. Here's how summer glow up. How to get your summer body super fast. Have you heard about Hard 75? Stop it! So you clicked on this video because you want to know how to become a baddie before summer. Perhaps you are assuming that this will be yet another video on the internet that perpetuates the idea that something is wrong with you and that you're not prepared for summer just as you are. Well, let me tell you something. I'm so sorry, Miss Mama, but you could not be more wrong. Hello, I'm Destiny Kiara, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to become a baddie. Not just for summer, but for life. Because being a baddie is not just about physique and becoming unrecognizable. Oh, on the contrary. Being a true baddie is a mindset and a way of life. So let's talk about it. Becoming unrecognizable. You want to know the one thing that society actually does recognize and encourage more than anything? Self-hatred. Which brings me to our first step. Become unrecognizable. If being a baddie means becoming unrecognizable, understand and realize that the most unrecognizable thing that you could ever do is love and embrace yourself in a world and society that is constantly telling you to do otherwise. Society recognizes self-hate. It recognizes it all too well. So best believe when you step in the place with your confidence and your glow, wearing what you want to wear, society is not going to recognize you, Miss Girl. You, in fact, are going to be the most unrecognizable thing in the room, okay? Which means we are wearing the bikini this summer. We are wearing the swimsuit this summer, not next summer, this summer. We are wearing the backless dress with the back knee, with the back rolls. We are wearing the blouse with the broad shoulders. We are wearing what we want to wear, what we like to wear when we want to wear it. And we're gonna do it today, tomorrow, and them days after that. Because baddies wear what they want, not what society tells them they should have on. No, ma'am. A true baddie, which you will be by the end of this video, appreciates and embraces her body. She doesn't shame her body. She doesn't neglect her body. She's not super self-critical and judgmental of her body. A true baddie appreciates what she has and what she's got at all stages and through all eras. A baddie loves herself for what she has now, not what she lacks or hopes to have in the future, but what she has right now in this moment. Now, I know what you're probably thinking.
This is so much easier said than done. You just don't get it, Destiny.
But that's where I'm gonna have to stop you. Because it can be done, and it will be done, and I actually do understand all too well. So up until recently, I had made a really bad habit out of looking at old pictures of myself from 2023. This was the year that I was the smallest I had ever been, and not because I was making conscious lifestyle changes or healthy changes, but because this was the time in my life that I was experiencing a lot of stress, extreme sadness, and heartbreak. I didn't realize how much weight I had lost until a lot of people that I knew started commenting on it, in addition to noticing that my clothes were not fitting properly anymore. Now, I'm gonna get really, very brutally honest with you, sister. As someone that has been on the larger side their entire life, I must admit, hearing people comment on my physique and the positive changes that I had made me feel oddly really good. It made me feel like people were proud of me and like I had done something good or I had done something right. And because I wasn't as big, people were seemingly admiring me a lot more. But really, deep down, despite the supposed praise I was getting, I was really, really hurt because a lot of people that I knew were telling me how good I looked, when in reality, on the inside, I was hurting profusely. Now, fast forward to a few weeks ago, and I'm in bed looking at old pictures of myself, criticizing my body, comparing the way that I look now to the way that I look then, and just going down this rabbit hole of really nasty thoughts about myself and about the way that I look. When, mind you, that was a completely different era of my life. My life looked drastically different then from what it looks like now, but I had created a habit of doing that to myself because I don't really know why. And so it was up until a couple weeks ago when I was doing that same exact thing, and I thought to myself, the girl in these pictures that I'm admiring and criticizing my current self for, that girl wasn't happy. She was trying to be happy, but it was a daily struggle for her to be happy and try to find things to be happy about. And two, what does it matter? Why do I care so much? Why do I care so much about the fact that I was smaller 2 years ago?
Yeah, right.
And then I started to ask myself, if beauty standards and social media did not exist, would I still feel this way? Would I still feel like my current body is an issue or a problem, that I need to get back to the way that I looked 2 years ago, that the right way to be is the way that I looked 2 years ago? And I thought, and I thought, and I contemplated, and the answer was no. Which brings me to step number 2. Change your perspective and give no fucks. Heavy on the change your perspective. I can't say that we live in a world where beauty standards and social media has existed since the dawn of time, because that's not true. At least I don't think it's true. I could be wrong. If there are any historians out there that know about the time way back when people were, writing on walls and caves and stuff, were there still beauty standards back then? I'm actually curious. If you know, comment down below. But otherwise, I'm sticking to my initial point. Social media and beauty standards have not existed since the dawn of time. And I bring this up because as I was lying in bed, looking at these pictures of myself from 2 years ago, hating myself and harshly criticizing myself, for a second it dawned on me. If there was no social media and no introduction to beauty standards ever, I would not be feeling this way about myself. I would not be sitting up here hating myself and telling myself that I'm not good enough. And that's just the fact of the matter. But unfortunately, beauty standards and social media are more prevalent than they ever have been before. And while we might not be able to change the perspective of society, you can change your perspective. I understand that it's difficult because we're constantly being fed images of the perfect body or the dream body or how to lose X amount of pounds. Again, the hard 75 is really popular right now, and how to become unrecognizable and do this to become the it girl or the hot girl and all of these things. But the gag is, and it really simply boils down to this: do you think that the women in the Stone Ages were walking around a few months before summer talking about,
oh, I have to get it together, I have to get in shape because I don't have my hunter-gatherer body yet?
No, they did not. Which is honestly one of the best arguments that I could give you to show you that literally none of this shit matters. You having a flat stomach does not matter. You having back rolls does not matter. You having a fat ass does not matter. You having a flat ass does not matter. You having back knee does not matter. You being knock-kneed does not matter. You having broad shoulders does not matter. The way that you look and your physique does not matter. Because if this was the Stone Ages, okay, literally nobody would give a fuck. The women back then could not have given less of a fuck, actually. So you need to take a page out of their book and do the same. And part of the reason why I believe it's so important to change your perspective is because, again, you can't change the perspective and ideals and beliefs of society. And if you try to, you're playing a game that you're going to lose every single time. So because you can't change society's perspective, it's imperative that you work on changing your perspective to be a positive one about yourself and your body. Because the tea is, true baddies also work on that mind. And if what you need is a bad bitch inspiration or a role model, I would tell you this. Look to them women from the Stone Ages, because back then, they could not have given less of a fuck about the way that they looked. It didn't matter. Girl, we finna get out here and hunt and gather. What are you talking about? BBL? Huh? Hard 75? What are you talking about? Like... the women from the Stone Ages are the true bad bitches, and that's what's really tea. And what I want all of you bad biddies out there to do this summer, when you step outside in that swimsuit, that bikini, that backless dress, whatever, what have you, think of your fellow baddie women from the Stone Ages. Yeah, because there was no social media, there was no beauty standard. They were truly, honestly, just appreciative of their bodies and what their bodies did for them and what they were able to accomplish with their bodies at that time. It wasn't no social media, it wasn't no beauty standard, it wasn't no flitter. This is up close and no flitter. And so every time you step outside this summer, just remember that. You are a baddie. You are a hunter-gatherer. You don't give no fucks. Your body does a lot for you, and that on its own is enough. You don't need to drop 10 pounds. You don't need to slim down your waist. You don't need to get the BBL. You don't need to... No, ma'am. What you need to do is change that perspective. And finally, step number 3. Stop trying to do what everybody else does. If you are a part of the millions of people on this planet that have social media, I understand it can be a little difficult not to fall into the oversaturation of constantly being bombarded by people that have perfect bodies or perfect lives, perfect relationships, perfect families, perfect homes, etc., etc., etc. And while for the most part, a lot of people are aware that you can manage your algorithm on social media, for the most part, sometimes all it takes is you watching one video for 1 second too long to get instantly flooded with a bunch of other videos and a bunch of other content that is not content that you necessarily want to see and can actually be harmful to you. So now, instead of seeing some little kid frolic through the meadow, suddenly you're watching some woman named Rebecca who starts her days at 4 a.m. every day. The only meals she eats are a handful of salted almonds and a bowl of tomato soup, and she works out for 3 hours every single day. How did we get here? Take me off. I'm done. So then you do become bombarded with videos and content like Hard 75, how to become unrecognizable before summer, how to lose 15 pounds before summer, summer glow up. And when you're constantly ingesting content like that, what other way are you going to feel about yourself besides poorly? If most of the content that you consume and see on a daily basis is content that perpetuates and instills a belief within you that something is wrong with you and that you are not good as you are and that you somehow need to prepare yourself or change yourself in time for a certain season that comes once a year, then you are automatically going to feel like you need to change yourself. You need to match and conform to what you see so many other people doing. And typically in these videos, the creators are almost always insinuating that the way they live their lives and the way that they look is the right way of being. So if you're watching that as a viewer, you're only left to assume one thing, that your way of being is the wrong way of being, which is not true. But you hear that message and you think, okay, so that is the right way of being. So how can I become right? How can I be right? How can my body be right? How can my looks be right? And what you end up doing is conforming. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from watching this video, it's know that conformity is not very bad bitch behavior. I promise you watching this video, you are perfectly fine just as you are. If you want to change something, change it. But do it for the right reasons. If you don't want to change anything, don't change shit. Either way, the reasons for your change should never be conformity. Conforming to what you believe everyone else looks like, or conforming to what you believe in your distorted mind is the right way of being or the right way of looking, is not what bad bitches do. No, it's not. Bad biddies don't want to look like everyone else. Bad biddies want to look like themselves. Like I said in the beginning of this video, being a true baddie is a mindset and a way of life. Being a baddie means being unique. It means not conforming. It means being different and standing in the glory of all of your differences, because those differences are iconic. They're what make you you. So why wouldn't you want to revel in that? Why wouldn't you want to admire that? The truest of baddies are the girls that step into the spot wearing what they want to wear, wearing what they like, how they want to wear it, with confidence. The girl that steps into the spot like,
I'm still in a motherfucking house. I'm still in a motherfucking house. I don't give a fuck.
The true baddies are the girls that wear what they want without a care in the world. Yeah, I'm wearing the mini skirt, and what about it? Yeah, the stomach is out, and what about it? Yeah, the six pack is out, and what about it? Yeah, the broad shoulders are out, and what about it? But I say all that to say, step number 3, do not conform. If your goal is to be a baddie this summer and in life, baby, we're not gonna conform. You're gonna embrace the things that make you different, because those are the things that make you the truest of true baddies. Alrighty, darlings, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope more than anything that you took something away from watching this video and actually get to apply it to your life. This summer, I hope you all enjoy yourselves and love on yourself as much as possible. And also, just a quick disclaimer, I know that throughout the video I used the pronouns she and her a lot. That was not done on purpose, and more than anything, this video applies to literally everyone, every creed, color, race, religion, gender identity, everything. So if you're a he, she, they, or them, you can still take what applies, okay? That's the end of this video. I hope you all have a lovely summer. Don't forget to like, comment, and I hope you subscribe, because then I'll see you again. Love you all so much. Bye.